Let's start with the State of the Union. This was the president's opportunity, let's call it, to strike a tone different from the anger and frustration we've seen in his tweets. How do you think he did?
I think he did a terrific job. Look, the president in a bipartisan atmosphere is never going to gain applause from all sections of any audience. But he did what everybody was hoping for. His cadence was smooth. His delivery was perfect. He was on script. He was inclusive of beautiful, touching, emotional American stories. The focus of the policy issues was soft in tone. Dreamers is a big issue for everybody, so attacking that in a sophisticated and compliant way was difficult. But I think for the world watching and saying, we need some emotional peace from this leader, they got that.
You've known the president for almost 40 years, Tom. You've explained many of his, let's call them, missteps in his first year by saying the president was new to politics and learning on the job. Now that he's into his second year, should we expect a different kind of Donald Trump?
Never, never. I think what we've all learned is that would be a bad thing. Look, the amazing thing is we're all learning to interpret a different language from POTUS. And the fact that he wasn't a trained politician, but he didn't have any other skin in the game rather than shaking the barnacles off an establishment machine that we all agreed needed some work. Forget about the political point of view, because I don't have one. But amazingly, his instincts at some time in running his own system works. So if you look at what he's accomplished, and we can talk about the economy and the stock market and all of the great things, the unwrapping, the deregulation, all of those things which are phenomenal. But even on the startling things, right? He started with an Islamic ban. I'm Lebanese Catholic. And at the beginning of this, I'm calling, what are we doing, right? He goes from an Islamic ban to within 4 months convening the first American Arab Islamic Conference in Saudi Arabia, 53 countries coming together to united explain their intolerance to a radical Islam. We move from that then to moving the capital of Israel to Jerusalem, draw a line in the sand with the Palestinians, which the Sunnis are on. I mean, it's amazing, right? It's not the cadence of diplomacy that the world is used to watching, which gives them comfort and tolerance. Same thing with China. I mean, you can just imagine President Xi, the two of them have to be the most powerful leaders in the world, sitting at Mar-a-Lago, being invited, first of all, to a country club and saying, this is a little bit strange, right? Sitting next to the president, if you remember, that was the day that he sent the ballistic missiles into the garage doors in Syria, as President Xi is sitting next to him. And he leans over between the steak and the chocolate cake and says, President Xi, I think there's something that I should tell you. In 27 minutes, 57 ballistic missiles are going to go on this. Well, that created a relationship, right? It created a relationship between two men. Not necessarily between two countries, but two men.